Today we continue on in our series of trying to make things by hand at the forge that are much more simply fabricated by machine and stamped steel. Hello and welcome back to DarkenEmber Forge. My name is Elwin. I want to thank you for joining me on my experience today. Today I'm trying to make the other half of the gate latch. The part that will swivel and will catch onto the piece that we made the other day. As you can see, I have a very well-measured, well-defined piece of, well, cardboard. And I have this piece of 3/16 thick mild steel bar of mystery metal that is inexpertly cut. As you might be able to tell, it's not fully cleared through in a lot of spots. Oh yeah, like, does not, it's roughly to the line there and nowhere near it over here. So step one is going to be chiseling out those bits. And then I'm guessing I'm going to do my absolute best to bend it in the appropriate size and see how it works. Forge is heating up and arguing with me, so I will see you at the anvil and we'll get this going. How many times before I remember the glove immediately? There we go. That definitely separated it, eh? Since I'm starting with this end, I'm going to leave that attached for now, just so it's not flapping around. This might need to get out of the way. Well, that accomplished pretty much nothing. I don't know, I can kind of get closer to it. Yeah, that won't work, will it? Well, we'll figure something out. Roughly where it needs to be. It just needs a little adjustment here and there. But that is the rough start of our bend down. Now to get the other half of the hook. Let's see, can I clean this up a little before I put it back in? That one. Part of me is thinking, you know, I could just saw this end off or whatnot, and it would be functionally the equivalent, but not quite. Okay, so what I'm doing isn't working, so what do I need to do different? Trying to bend it along this fat plane is a tricky thing. Maybe if I pinch this part in, that might, maybe? Or if I come down on it. I really wish I had a vise out here. Yeah, I might be able to do that. I think that's starting to get it. This worked so well last time. Yep, not this time though. It was worth a shot, I suppose. aside from this being way too big, that's pretty close to where I want it. This angle I want it to be fairly low, kind of like it is here, so that as the piece comes running back, it will hit it and cause it to slide up. Of course, it'll need smoothed out before that could happen. I think now I'm going to get this back piece just out of the way so I can work on this center part, because this is the part that I need to get finished, mostly finished to a working state, so I can test it out and make sure the fit's right. Just saw that one coming. I swear this time is trying to make up for the comparatively small amount of times I've dropped it so far. It's like some kind of confused batarang right now. I have an identity crisis. Yep. Not quite yet. Looks vaguely like a seahorse now. Who knew I was such an artist? I sure didn't. This might be a little too much for it, as cool as it is. Do a little more work up front here. guilty as sin right now. But I'm going to go drill a hole because I wanted to be pretty precise to match this big old chunk and bolt here. And I will bring you back when we are doing our test fit. So I know I said I was going to bring you back to do the test fitting, but test fitting is kind of boring. I just sort of screwed everything in, made some marks to try to figure out where it hit the wood and level and all that, so that I could drill the hole for the centerpiece. The main thing I discovered is that I put the hole in at a slight angle, so instead of sitting perfectly flat against the post, it's tipped up a little bit, which means that I need to take this end and bend it down just slightly to make it fit there, which won't be that big of a problem. You know, just tweak it a tiny bit. And also, this is way too thick. By the time I get this, my two neoprene washers, and the thick head of the bolt, well, I mean, it can't close even past this with this bent up. So I'm just going to give this little bend, thin this area out, probably take my bolt inside and cut off the top with the angle grinder, or at least part of it, and try again. I think there's going to be a lot of fiddly little crap pretty much with every step of it, because this end is going to need to get thinned out, stretched out, bent around to make sort of a stop for when it comes up, because right now, well, when this is finished, all the weight will be over here pretty much. So if we open the gate, it'll just like flop down, unless there's something here to keep it from flopping, because I only want it to flop down to level. So this will have a little curvy bit that comes back and touches it, but it needs to touch the top but be out of the way so you can get it down far enough. It's a mess. But for now, we'll bend this slightly. Actually, we'll do that probably at the end. We'll flatten this out slightly. I really just need a little divot to go down on it. But since I don't have a perfectly hammer-sized punch, well, I'll take the whole thing down. Yeah, I need to let it all heat up a bit more. A bit thinner than we were before. And since I've fired her up, I'm gonna start drawing this out a bit. I've been trying really hard not to pound on this other than for straightening purposes when it's cold. Oh boy, that is a hard habit to break, apparently. Okay, I need a quick and dirty measurement tactic. Roughly... okay, somewhere in there. Yeah. benefit about mild steel, you can indeed quench it now and then if it's too hot to work with. Alright, where'd that bit go? Yep. I do not want that breaking off with a hammer blow and flying into my eye. There. Much better. Cannot resist my pointless planishing. That's a little too much to go. Needs to go the other way. Not quite that far. Okay. Re-drill, retest, figure out where we're going from there. So here we are again. As you might be able to tell, I've done quite a bit of work in here trying to get this to fit nicely. Essentially, I had to get this fit at least sort of well enough to close the gate anyhow, so I could figure out where exactly things need to hit. I have this line drawn here. That's going to be where this needs to bend back to. So I have a lot more area here I can draw out, which is what we're going to start working on. This is, as I figured, quite a bit more than I think I was expecting. This isn't just like you build a thing and you call it good. It needs to be set up to a certain level of precision, which I haven't really dealt with so far. Everything I've done has been just sort of eyeballed and called good. This is turning into no different. Side there. going to say brute force is always a good idea, but sometimes it works nicely. Okay, I've got to go try and see if this is anywhere in the right vicinity of size. Because that'll be my stop. It'll hit the board and it'll be good, theoretically. Wish me luck. Okay, so yeah, it's just about right, exactly where I wanted it. Very happy. Yeah, I just want to kind of roll this a little bit more so it's more flat from the top and make something resembling a leaf shape. Normally that wouldn't be too hard. Lots of blacksmiths make leaf shapes all over the place, but I've never made one before, so yay. Half of the trouble I'm having now is figuring out how to hold the dang thing. Did not think this part through, eh? I think it's about time to cross the Rubicon and chop the end off. Oh, that's scary. Whoop, shit. Went too far.